are you? Welcome to HL Tutoring Services. This session I'm going to talk about ways to maintain and look after your violin. So this is a violin session. So when you're starting out, maybe you've had a lesson or maybe you're going to start a lesson, there's a few things that you're going to need. Okay, you're going to need violin, you're going to need a violin case, you're going to need some rosin for your bow, you're going to need a bow obviously, you're going to need some music. It will be a good idea to have a music stand. You'll need a shoulder rest and you'll need like a duster. So they're the main things that you're going to need. So I'm going to show you what to do if you have just got a violin. All right, so I'll share my screen with you. Okay, so I'm just going to my violin. So what you need to do is open your case and you should cover it with a duster. I've got some rosin and a shoulder rest in there and my bow. So ideally, take off the duster and you can just pop it carefully under the strings next to the bridge. This is the fingerboard, and just carefully run it above the fingerboard and below it, and very carefully you can dust it. So that's always a good idea. Then you've got some rosin, which I'll show you, a shoulder rest, which you can put on, and a bow. So I'm going to go back to the computer so you can see a bit more. Okay, so once you've got your shoulder rest on your violin, you can, if you're just starting out, you might want to leave the bow. So if you've had a few lessons and you're ready, then what you need to do is you have the point of the bow here, the heel of the bow here, but this is called the frog, and you have a screw here, so you have to screw clockwise about 3 times. So you see, 1 clockwise, 2 clockwise, 3 clockwise, and then you should see that there'll be a gap between the wood and the horsehair. Never touch the horsehair, because if you've got oily hands, the bow will start sliding about. Okay, so hold the stick part of the bow with the wood, not the horsehair. Okay, if you are using your bow, then you'll need some rosin. And you can just carefully go backwards and forwards along the bow with the rosin. So if you move the bow and leave the rosin where it is, that's good practice for a bow technique. Okay, once you've finished, it's a good idea to put the rosin back in the case so you don't stand on it. Okay, so what else? And then you've got your shoulder rest, and then you can tune your violin if your teacher has showed you. If your teacher hasn't shown you, then please don't tune it, because you might break it or the strings might snap. Okay, but so if you do know how to tune, that's fine. There are some tuning apps, so you can have a look on a phone or a computer and then use the fine tuners. But it's always better for your teacher to show you how to do it so that you don't spoil your violin. So you've got your bow, I wound it up. I forgot to mention that you should wash your hands before you start, because otherwise you're spreading germs around the violin, and it'll just spoil the effect of it. Okay, so you might need a pencil to write on your music. A music stand is a good idea. Also, you don't always need music, because with me it's call and response, and you can try and listen to what I play and then play it back, or think of your own compositions. But once you get going, you might have some music books. This is String Builder, good for techniques, not very expensive, £5 I think. I got it. This one's really popular, fiddle time, joggers, easy pieces. So these are quite nice. Comes with music, so you can practice at home and it sounds lovely. So they're the things that you will need if you want to have lessons or if you're learning at home. Okay, just to finish with, you've played and you've practiced and you've really impressed your teacher. So the next thing you need to do is to put everything away. Okay, so what do you need to do to put everything away? Let's have a look. Let's go back. So pop your rosin away. You can put the shoulder rest away. And then you can put the violin in its case. And then you can carefully, again, clean it. Like so. And then cover it very gently, like you're putting a baby to bed. If you've got a pencil, you can put the pencil in the case as well. And then you can wind down the bow. We've wound it up clockwise, so anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Pop back away. Always make sure you've locked it, got it properly. Okay, so that's a quick introduction, how to care for your violin. The only thing else I would say is try and keep it in its case. Don't leave it on the floor. Don't leave it on a chair, because somebody will stand or sit on it. Don't leave it in a room where it gets very hot or very cold, because that will affect the wood, make it expand or crack. Don't leave violins unattended in a car. Again, it might get too hot or too cold. So try and keep it where the temperature is the same, is like a regulated temperature. And the other thing you'll need is lots of patience, because you'll have to practice regularly, and as you get better you'll practice more, and as you practice you'll get better. So slow and steady wins the race. If you think you're interested in violin lessons, maybe now or in the future, online at the moment, in the future face-to-face, then please check the website hltutoringservices.com. There's a page on the violin, so look there. Or you can give me a ring on 07950 598030. If you've got a question, I'll try and help you. So if it's about some music or what type of violin, there are loads of different types of violins that you could buy. You're better off buying a cheap one to start off with. You go to a music shop if you can, if it's safe to do so, and get some advice from like a violin music shop. That would be my advice, or a luthier. But if you need any help, give me a ring. I will do my best to help you. So thank you for joining me today on hltutoringservices.com violin, and hopefully you know how to look after your violin now. So thank you very much. Take care, and I will